welcome to Fall in Line Podcast. If you guys can please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. That's where the magic happens, right behind me. Enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of Fall in Line Podcast. I'm your host, Ross. I'm here with my guy, Austin, this week. We are short our other co-host, TT, this week. Duty calls, it's just as simple as that. He is busy out, helping people get home safely. That's what it is. He's making sure the roads and everything are clear. We do miss him. But the show goes on. He sent us his picks, and Austin and I will hold it down this week. It's kind of a weird setup. We've never had anything like this before. We all, 15 weeks into the season, we all were pretty open. And if we weren't, we kind of shifted around the days. We waited as long as we could this week. It's now, we're recording this on Friday, so we will not be talking about the Thursday night game that the Niners did end up beating the Seahawks in. But we couldn't wait any longer. But yeah, Austin, how you feeling this week?
I'm feeling good, man. We had a good win last week. We needed that win. I wasn't too confident about my team picked against them, but we look good. Defense looked good. Offense did enough, I guess, and the special teams have stepped up, so that's been
Yeah,
good.
that rookie you guys got is a beast.
Yep.
I like how they're moving him in on the offense too. Just getting him the ball any way that they can.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. Jack Jones played a little bit of offense, and
Yeah. You guys are doing what you got to do right now.
exactly, yeah. We knew it was going to be tough in this division, but
Yeah, you guys arguably the best division in football right now. I think it's between you guys and obviously the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and Commanders. That's a good division as well.
exactly, yeah.
um, but yeah, let's talk about the pick 'em here. I went 7-6. Terrible showing on my end. You and TT split the belt this week with an
Yep.
8-5 record. Whatever gets the job done, 8-5
Yep.
is probably a bad showing for us, but it won the week. It was a weird week. There was a lot of games where teams won where you're just kind of scratching your head. I mean,
Yep.
Thursday night last week when the Rams came back and won against the Raiders, I knew it was going to be a weird week right then. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, this is odd.
Yeah, and then even like the Texans beating the Cowboys all game, and then the Cowboys come back to win. Cowboys could have easily lost that game.
Yeah, if the Texans didn't choke on the 2 yard line 3 times and got
Yep,
stopped on fourth down,
exactly.
that was crazy. That game was crazy. I actually thought it was over when Dak threw that interception with like 3 minutes left and they returned it to the 5 yard line. I was like, oh, this game's
Yep.
over.
Yeah, exactly. I almost
But
shut it off.
then red zone came on and they're like, Dak's driving, and
Yeah,
there it is.
Dak
Uh,
magic.
yeah, it was some crazy drives. Baker's 98-yard drive, which
Yep.
I don't know how you feel about this. Do you feel that drive is getting a little bit overhyped? Yes, it was a good drive, but there was an interception called back on a penalty. There
Yeah.
was a personal foul. The guy slapped the ball out of Baker's hands that
Mhm.
got him 15 more yards there. Baker made some great throws and great decisions, but I mean, people are like, so me as a Lions fan, everyone on Twitter is like, great, now the Rams have Baker. They're going to win all these games now because they won that game. It's like, guys, that game was a fluke. I could not believe that
It
people were
was.
putting that
Yeah.
much weight into that. I mean,
Y-
the Raiders gave them 10 chances to win.
Yep. Yeah. It was a little bit of Baker magic. I kind of like to see it though. I mean, I like to see it was a guy that's number one pick in the draft who has been struggling. He needed a win like that to get back on his feet, and who knows? Maybe he finds a starting job next season someplace.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. The Rams have 2 number 1 overall picks in their quarterback room and traded away a number 1 overall pick to the Lions.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
insane.
just love those number 1 overall pick quarterbacks over there.
Yo, exactly.
But the Lions, man, I gotta talk about my Lions. We're coming, man. We are coming. 6-7 right now. If we win tomorrow, because the Seahawks just lost last night, we will be half a game out of the wild card. I can't say enough things about the Lions. The playoffs are right there. They're right there for the taking, which I never thought I would say when we started out 1-6. I can't believe I'm even talking about playoffs at this point. I went from talking about possibly picking number 1 overall at the Lions pick to now talking about maybe being an upset team making the wild card. It's been a crazy ride this season, but anything else that happens from here on out is kind of just icing on the cake. If
Mhm.
we miss the playoffs, I'm still proud of the turnaround. I'm so proud of like the turnaround we showed. I'm proud of them buying into the Dan Campbell experience. And I'm willing to say on record right now, the Dan Campbell experience is a success already due to the culture shift and the culture change he had. Because,
Mhm.
and I know he's your offensive coordinator right now, but Patricia left this team in a very bad spot, culture wise, player wise. It was in a bad spot, and Campbell might not have been the highest regarded guy that they wanted to hire.
Mhm.
Obviously, he was the guy that they wanted, but he didn't have that background that some of the other candidates had.
Yep.
But they knew they needed a guy to change the culture, and that's exactly what he did. And now we're seeing what happens when the team buys in, and it's
Mhm.
exciting times in Detroit right now. It really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So speaking of that, though, let's talk about the wild card a little bit here. There's some tight races. Adding that third wild card team now makes it so much more interesting.
Mhm.
Without that third spot, the Lions aren't in the position that they are right now with a chance to actually make it.
Yep.
I know it might hurt your team's chances.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's talk about it, dude. Let's talk about, who do you think is going to be the final three in the AFC side?
Yeah, on the AFC side, um, you got to kind of look at offensive talent and who's hot right now. And I think to start that out with is the Bengals. We said they needed to get on a hot streak like they did last season, and they've done exactly that. So I think the Bengals come through and make it. I think the Dolphins, with their schedule, come through and make it. And then ultimately, it's going to come down to either the Jags or the Chargers for that last spot. And looking at these teams' schedules to end the season, I'm going to go with the Jags in this one. They look good last week. They do play the Cowboys this week, so they might lose one there, but then the Jags have the Jets, Texans, and Titans to end the season. So if they can win out, I think they come through and get that last hit.
Those are three very winnable games as well.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I agree. I actually think here that the Bengals might just win that division.
Yeah.
Currently tied with the Ravens. Regardless, I got either the Ravens or the Bengals taking that number 5 spot in the wild card. I got them finishing at the top. They got a good record. They're both 9-4. They'll both be all right.
Hmm.
I do have the Dolphins staying put in that other spot there. I mean, that offense is very high powered. They're a good football team, and their coach has them buzzing. I had a really tough time deciding between you guys and the Chargers.
Yeah.
Who's your guys' remaining schedule? Because I know it's tough.
So we play the Dolphins and Bills, and then we also have the Bengals, which I don't know. I see us maybe winning one of those games, but I think
Yeah,
we're going to need to at least win two of them, and
at least. And
maybe we can beat the Dolphins at home. But
you guys matchup this week too. You guys are underdogs right now, so I mean that's
yep,
another tough one. It all starts this week. You guys are kind of in playoff mode already.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's kind of like a win out for
Yeah,
this week on.
I'm gonna I'm gonna ride with you guys.
Yeah.
I think you guys take care of what you guys have to take care of this week. And
Hmm.
spoiler alert for when we pick later. Um, I think that you guys do take one, or take two of the last three after that. I think you guys might get lucky and play a Bills team that might have it locked up already. It's a good shot. They might have that one or two spot locked up. If the Chiefs can drop one here or there, you guys might get a Bills team resting a little bit. But I'm gonna ride with you guys, dude. I really like what's going on. I mean, I just trust your coaching is really what it is. I don't know if I trust the offensive coaching, but
Yeah, yeah. On the defensive side, I completely agree, but on the offensive side, it's just been tough to watch. It's just been so predictable.
and
That
Dolphins
play
got to
call.
come to you guys. So they're
Yeah.
only one game ahead of you guys around the wild card. So they got to come to you guys. Everyone's heard Tua in the cold, all that stuff. So we'll see.
Hmm.
NFC
Yeah, we'll see
side,
how
go ahead.
he does this weekend in Buffalo. See how he kind of handles that because it's supposed to snow. So
Yeah, you said it snows in Alabama. Brother, you
yeah,
have not seen snow if you think
no,
Alabama's snow.
yeah,
NFC side's a little easier. That number 5 spot is locked up. No one's catching the
Yep.
Cowboys, and if the Eagles drop a few, no one's catching the Eagles. So it's only two open spots in the NFC side, currently held by the Commanders and the Giants. I'm going with the Commanders to make it, because I think they're gonna. We'll get to this, but that matchup this week is really key for them too. The Commanders play the Giants. They're tied at 7-5-1 right now. They actually did tie last time they played. And then I'm going with the Lions. I'm going with my Lions in that seventh spot.
Yep.
You want to talk about remaining schedules, which we have. The Commanders and the Giants, outside of playing each other, have a really tough remaining schedule. I know one of them plays the Cowboys still, one of them plays the Eagles still. I believe one of them plays the Niners still. There's some really tough games in there. And the Seahawks, they're done. I mean, they're falling apart, man. They are
Yeah.
falling apart. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they were riding high here. In the Lions, their remaining schedule is they have the ability to win out this remaining schedule. They got the Jets this week, and then the remaining three is in some sort of form the Panthers, the Bears, and the Packers. I mean, all teams that are struggling.
Yep.
Panthers are playing better now. Bears are always a threat if Justin Fields has his game, but the Bears got to come to us.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them at their place. They're coming to us this time. And then we go to Lambeau, last game of the year. That one's a toss up every single time where it's just like, yes, the Lions might look better than the Packers right now, but the Packers still have Aaron Rodgers and they have a Christian Watson who is flying up the rankings right now. If he started out the year as good as he is, he'd be offensive rookie of the year by far.
Exactly.
But the Lions showed this week they can have a receiver go off for almost 300 yards and still win because Justin Jefferson put up 250 on him.
Yeah, that's insane. It's crazy.
So remaining schedule, the Lions have the easiest remaining schedule of all the wild card, the entire wild card,
Mm-hmm.
and they beat the Commanders and the Giants. So, I don't know. We'll see, but let's get into this week, man.
Yeah.
Actually, you go ahead and say what you think the NFC
Okay,
is
yeah. No,
like.
I'll
My
just be
bad.
quick. I think I completely agree with you. I think it's going to be two teams from the NFC East. It's going to shake out. Whoever wins those head-to-head matchups is going to get um those wild card spots. So definitely the Cowboys, and then Commanders and Giants. Whoever wins the head-to-head there, and then I was going to say the Seahawks, but you kind of nailed it. They've been struggling in the last couple of games, and then they play the Chiefs next week as well. So with that, and then hearing who the Lions have left to play, I'm gonna pick the Lions as well.
Which is just crazy to even be talking about right now.
Yep.
1-6 to 6-7, 5-1 in their last six. It's just they're playing some great football, and I'm excited.
Yeah, the offense is clicking.
Yeah, it really is. All right, let's get to the fun part. Now this is where we decide if teams are going to make that next step. So let's start out with the Saturday games, trying to make a fill in for the college games. Colts at Vikings. Vikings favored by 3.5 in this game, and it's a struggling Vikings right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take them bouncing back. I'm going to take them winning this game at home and winning the division this week.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So the Colts have lost their last 6 or 7 games, and like you said, the Vikings are kind of struggling as well. They lost the game last week. But the offense still looked good. It just wasn't enough to keep up with the Lions. I think the Colts just need to start looking for this next season because you don't want to keep JT out there in this long season and have him continually get banged up, and then all of a sudden he tears an ACL and he's out for the next season as well. So I
Yep.
think it's a big game for the Vikings to get back on track and try to stay ahead in this division. In that division.
Yeah, and TT is also going with the Vikings. So yeah, Vikings, they need to bounce back. They want to win this division. They want to end it. Vikings lose out and the Lions win out. The Lions actually win the division, which is insane.
Jeez.
That's I put that at about 0.2% chance, but we'll see. All right, Ravens at Browns. Browns favored by 3 at home. Ravens are having a little bit of trouble there at the quarterback position now, right? Isn't Huntley
Yeah.
supposed to be out
Yep.
too?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, who knows who they're gonna have playing at QB. I'm still gonna go with Baltimore in this one though. I like that defense. I like what Roquan Smith is doing. And they've won the last two games, even though it has been by one has been by 1 point, the other one was by 2 points. But I think they find a way to squeak this one out as well. Just still don't believe in Watson yet.
So the Ravens will be, if Tyler Huntley is out, starting Anthony Brown. He is a rookie from Oregon. And when we talk about the Raiders, and I shout out Patois,
Yep.
he knows Anthony Brown.
Oh,
So I saw him put that on Instagram a few times. So that's pretty dope. That'd be a cool game for him to tune into.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna go Browns defense though against the Ravens, and it's not because of the quarterback that they're starting. I just think the Browns at home. I just really like that matchup. The Ravens are hanging on by a thread, man.
Yep.
They, I mean, this is not a shot at Deshaun Jackson. I love Deshaun Jackson, but he's playing significant snaps now for them. I
Mhm.
mean, they called him up. They had to go sign him. They have two receivers, Wallace and Bateman on IR. So
Yep.
I'm going with the Browns in this one.
Yeah, one thing that was kind of cool to see in Baltimore's last game though was J.K. Dobbins back at 120 yards and a touchdown. So
Yeah, that was
you gotta love to
awesome.
see that bounce back after
Mhm.
what he,
Seeing that they have some questionables on their offensive line too, and that's not what you
yeah.
want against the Browns defensive line.
No, not at all.
TT is also going with the Browns. All right, Dolphins at Bills. Bills favored by a touchdown in this game at home. Tua coming to play in the snow.
Yeah.
TT is picking the Tua led Dolphins in this game. He loves the Dolphins. He loves that offense.
Yep.
I'm going to disagree with TT. I'm going Bills in this game. Bills need to lock in and get in playoff mode soon.
Hmm.
They need to start looking like the team everyone said that they were, the Super Bowl favorites. They need to start looking like it, and now's the time to start. They're going to make the playoffs. That's not a question. They're gonna probably win their first game, but it's going to get real for them quick here. And this is going to start being some tune-up games. I'm not calling the Dolphins a tune-up game, but they're a heck of a matchup. So
Hmm.
you want to see where you are? I'm going Bills in this game winning.
Yeah, I'm going Bills as well. I think the Dolphins have had a tough stretch of games. The last two games they've played at San Francisco and in LA and lost both of those, and then to go back to playing in Buffalo in the snow after being on the West Coast all that time. I think they're going to be a little depleted, and that's exactly what you do not want against that Bills defense. And Tre'Davious White has been playing a little bit more as well, so hopefully he can slow down Haley Waddle and Josh Allen, just something else.
Yeah, if he just needs to run all game, if it's that bad of weather, he will.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I tell you who's not going to be affected by the cold is going to be Tyreek Hill. He's used
Yeah.
to it. He played Kansas City forever, so he's used to the cold games. And he's used
Yeah.
to playing late in the year too. So,
Yep. Exactly.
all right, those are the Saturday games. Those are going to be fun games. I like
Yeah.
that slate. The weakest one is the one at noon, obviously. So that's
Yeah.
cool. That's good that they did it. And like obviously the best one's prime time at night. So that's awesome.
Yeah. That'll be a fun game to watch. That.
All right, Sunday games, a game you might be attending here. Eagles at Bears. Eagles favored by 9 in this game. And just let me start this real quick because I'm going to do TT's pick because he's picking the Eagles -9 and he is locking it. He's locking the Eagles -9 against the Bears. So that is a large lock. He's been doing really well on his locks though, so I
Mm-hmm.
can't knock it. I'm going to agree with him. I'm going Eagles in this game. I don't know if I want to lock it, but I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles as well, and it's interesting because this line opened up as a field goal, and then I think people just like know how good the Eagles are, and so much money got put on the Eagles that that line just moved so much. It's gonna
Yeah,
be fun to watch. Yeah, like you mentioned, I'll might be at this game, so it's gonna be fun to watch. Like the QBs get out of the pocket and scramble, and um, I just hope that neither of them will get injured because
right.
Jalen Hurts is having an insanely good season.
After seeing, and I know they weren't really going to the playoffs, but seeing like Kyler Murray go down and
Yep.
you know Lamar
Yep.
Jackson go down,
Hmm.
I mean, there's so many quarterbacks right now that are hurting.
Yep.
All right. Falcons at Saints. Saints favored by 4. I'm going Saints at home. I love them at home. I love how fired up their fans get and how their defense gets. It's a division rival. I'm going Saints.
Yeah, so it sounds like Desmond will be starting for the Falcons as well. So um having him playing in New Orleans, I think that those fans are gonna be fired up. And I don't know, man. One of these weeks Jameis is gonna get his spot back, but I don't think it's this week. I think Andy Dalton takes care of business at home.
I'm going to need them to at least wait till my fantasy playoffs are
Yeah,
over,
yeah,
or just tell me before the game.
yeah, exactly.
TT's also going with the Saints here. All right. Lions at Jets. Lions now favored by 1.5 in this game. It was opened up Jets -3,
Hmm.
went to a pick 'em because people were hammering the Lions, I guess. And then now, since Zach Wilson was announced the starter and
Hmm.
Quinnen Williams, their leading defensive lineman who leads their team in sacks, hasn't practiced yet this week. Lions are now favored by 1.5 in this game.
Hmm.
TT's going Lions. I'm going Lions. Let's go Lions. This is Lions are in playoff mode. They're 5-1 in their last 6. They are playing winning football and they're not letting it get to their heads. They're talking about the next one. Someone
Hmm.
tried to bait Jared Goff into a question this week, and he said there's nothing to complain about because they said, why didn't you lash out when everyone was down against you when you're, just traded here and they missed, then they were talking about, you're not Stafford and all that. He said, what is there to lash out about? It's a business. So they're locked in. I love it. I'm going
Yeah,
Lions.
yeah, that's good to see. He's kind of just like a humble guy and takes care of business when he needs to. So I think I'm finally on that Lions train as well. Especially because I hate the Jets, so I always want to see the Jets lose. So that Lions offense has just been clicking all cylinders. And with Quentin Williams out, look for Swift to have a big day, and the touchdown machine and Jamal Williams.
Yep. That middle of the line's going to open up a lot without him in there.
Yeah.
All right. Steelers at Panthers. Panthers favored by 3.5 in this game. And TT's going with the upset. He's going with the Steelers here. Um, the Trubisky led Steelers, mind you. I'm not as ballsy as TT. I'm taking the Panthers, who just kind of ran the Seahawks off the field.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Sam Darnold led Panthers in this game. And yeah, I almost wanted to lock it, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you because I'm going Panthers as well. I just don't trust the Steelers QB room at this moment. And like you said, the Panthers have taken care of business. They've won 4 of the last 5 games, and they kind of got a mini two-headed monster in the backfield with Foreman and Hubbard. Now that CMC left, so like you said, I think Sam Darnold's leading this team, and he's kind of making a push to be the starter at that team next season. So,
I mean, that game against the Seahawks, they just could not stop them running the ball in that fourth quarter.
hmm.
Carolina was running the ball every single play, couldn't stop it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Awesome to see. All right. Cowboys at Jags. Cowboys favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to let you start this one because you're a big Jags guy.
Yeah, I am a big Jags guy, but seeing the Cowboys offense and what they've done the last couple games with putting up like close to 50 points, that offense is just clicking and it's finally healthy. That two-headed backfield with Zeke and Pollard in the backfield. I got to go with the Cowboys, even though it's in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Cowboys. TT picked the Cowboys as well. I'm picking the Cowboys because the Cowboys are. I'm gonna call them lucky here. The Cowboys not only got their wake up call against the Texans, they still got a W with a wake up call. So I mean that's a double win right there for me.
Yep.
And they know if they have any shot at this division, they have to keep winning, and you can't lose to a team like the Jags when you're supposed to be fighting for the best division in football. So I'm going Cowboys, and I'm going to lock this one. Actually, I'm going to lock Cowboys -4 on the road. Um,
That's a good pick.
I think that they do enough to. I think it's close for 3 quarters, and I think Cowboys do enough to have a game sealing touchdown at the end.
Yeah, I feel like the Jags have just been so inconsistent all season. Like Trevor Lawrence looked good last week, but then the week before he looked like
Yeah.
absolute shit. So
Against the Lions,
who
they had like
knows?
10 drops. So I don't know.
Yeah, who knows what you're gonna do.
All right. Chiefs at Texans. Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah, that should be a
Texans are
close one.
sitting Damian Pierce. They're sitting Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins. I don't know. Their entire team is sitting. Chiefs. TT's picking Chiefs. All right. Sunday late afternoon games. Cardinals at Broncos. Broncos favored by 3 in this game. That kind of threw me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Um, I'll go for this because I'm going with the Cardinals and I'm gonna lock them in. Um, I just think the Broncos are not that good. They haven't been good all season. And I think the Cardinals bounce back after losing to the Patriots.
Russell Wilson, good to play or no?
No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm going Cardinals. Colt McCoy is one of the better backups in the NFL.
Yeah.
He can come in there and he'll get the job done. I'm actually kind of a fan of Colt McCoy playing fantasy wise because he's going to depend on Hopkins a lot. So
Mhm. Yep.
that'll be fun. Are we shocked TT's going with the Cardinals in this game? I honestly think TT would take the Cardinals against the
Jeez.
NFC Pro Bowl team.
Yeah.
Um, so, all right, let's go to your Patriots at the Raiders. Raiders favored by 1 in this game,
Yep.
and TT's going with the Raiders. I'm going against that. I'm going Patriots. I just said I have them taking that wild card spot, and it has to start this week. You can't lose to a 5-8 Raiders team. Is that the record? 5-8? Yeah, you can't lose to a 5-8
Yep.
Raiders team. I know the Raiders are at home. Um, it's inside. There's not going to be any weather conditions. I'm taking Mac Jones figuring this out.
Yeah. So I doubted my team last week and lost. I hate to say it, but I'm doing it again. I think playing in Vegas and with them getting, I know he hasn't done anything all season, but they're getting Wally back. Um, so I think maybe that offense picks up a little momentum. Even though our defense has played good all season, I think that Vegas finds a way to pull this out. And Josh McDaniels, it seems like Bill never does good against his former coaches. I don't know why, but
Yeah, he lost. I
yeah,
remember that was like Matt Patricia's biggest win as the Lions is when he won in
yep,
against the Patriots at your guys' home field on Monday Night Football.
exactly, yeah,
I do think the Raiders are going to have a little bit of juice in them because Josh Jacobs just got a captain called today, so he's now a captain of that team.
Hey,
Um, all right, moving on. Titans at Chargers. Chargers favored by 3 in this game. TT is going with the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. It's kind of a must win for them for that wild card spot. Hearing the schedule that you guys have in front of you and the teams in front of them, the Dolphins, Chargers, this is a big win for them. If they can get this one favored at home, this would be
yep.
huge for their chances. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers winning this game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers at home as well. Um, it's like the Titans lost their last 8 games, and the Chargers are coming off a big win against the Dolphins. So, um, hopefully Justin Herbert's finally healthy because I need him in fantasy playoffs. So, um, I'm going with them, and I need him to do good. So,
Hope we can get you like a rushing touchdown or two.
yeah, hopefully.
When's the last time he had a rushing touchdown?
I don't know. He hasn't been too mobile outside the pocket ever since he's got hit in the
Yeah, the ribs.
yeah. So,
All
yeah.
right.
Seems like he's finally slinging it though, and he's got.
Yeah, he
I think
looks
Mike Williams is back and Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, bro. It's kind of just like a toss up every freaking time.
Yeah, he hasn't done much all season anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. It would just be nice for them to have some weapons with. I know Eckler catches the ball a lot. Um, yeah,
So
looks like
looking
they all played last week. So if
yeah, looking at the injury report, I don't see very many names on here for the. I mean, there's some big names for the Titans.
yeah, and I
I
know
meant Chargers. That like Bosa's on there, obviously on the IR, but
yeah,
Derwin James is doubtful. Sebastian Joseph Day is questionable. So we'll see, but I'm still riding with the Chargers in this one.
Yeah, yeah, and they impressed me last week too. I thought they would have let the Dolphins have like 50 points with how banged up that defense was, but Khalil Mack still on that D, and
Yep.
um, yeah, I think they did enough to get the win.
All right. Bengals at Bucks. Bengals favored by 3.5 in this game. I like
Yeah,
it. I like
yeah,
it. I don't know why. Buccaneers have just let me down so many times this year. I just can't.
yeah. They have not looked good, and when they have looked good, it's been like late game just to do some magic, and then Tom kind of always plays it off like, oh, not everything can be close, but the offense has just looked bad all season. Him and Mike Evans have not been on the same page at
Yeah.
all. Yeah,
I mean, they got absolutely embarrassed by the Niners. They
yep,
got
yeah,
embarrassed. They should have lost to the Saints. I mean,
yep,
this team should be 5-8 right now. I know they're 6-7. It's just so crazy that
yeah,
they're 5-7, first place in their division. Yet the feeling with the Buccaneers and the second place, 6-7, exact same record Lions in the media and with fans right now is just complete opposites.
yeah. It's insane.
Everyone's like the Bucks suck, and everyone's like, oh, Lions, maybe Lions. So it's just kind
Yep.
of crazy. But yeah, I'm on the same boat. The Buccaneers have not been impressive.
No, yeah, and I think the Bengals are definitely the hottest team in the league. Yeah, they won the last 5 games, including one against the Chiefs, who
I was a
everybody thought
little
was the best team.
I was a little thrown off. I didn't know the Bengals were 9-4. That's impressive. I thought that they were
Yep,
still fighting for that division, like a little, like a game or two behind. But no, they're right
yep.
there.
Yeah, so they were 4-4, and then we kind of mentioned that like they need to get hot, they need to do something, and then
Yep.
yeah, they won the last 5, and
Beat the
offense looks
Chiefs.
good, and I think Chase is healthy now, so
Yep. That's a
they should
big
make some.
difference. That's a big difference when he's healthy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so they've won, what is that? One, two, three, four in a row here.
oh just for
Five.
but
So Panthers, Steelers, Titans, Chiefs, Browns. I mean, those are some impressive wins.
hmm
Um, yeah, so I'm going with them over the Buccaneers.
yep,
TT
yes,
is also going Bengals in this one. Sunday night football. This game we've been talking about it. Giants at Commanders. Commanders favored by 5. This game might very well determine which team is going to the playoffs.
yep, that's what I think as well.
And I said it before in the podcast. I said at the beginning, we're talking about, who's going to make what for the wild card. I'm going Commanders. I'm riding with the Commanders in this one. TT is also riding with the Commanders. Commanders
Yep,
are a hot football team right now.
yeah, give me them as well at home. I think Heineke is definitely turning that team around, and I think Wentz is even healthy now to it.
Yeah,
Isn't he
he
just
is. He
backup?
is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's gotten the ball to a lot of different guys, but I think McMillan has helped him out the most.
Yeah.
Who's the guy?
Wow. So they have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're 6-1 in their last 7 games.
Jeez.
So that's why I'm.
But like you
Oh,
said,
they had
this
a
is
tie, 6-1-1. Sorry.
oh yeah, yeah. And the tie was to this team.
Yeah. So I think that they're coming home. They're mad about that tie and
Yep,
they want to be in the playoffs. So do the Giants, but the Commanders are just better.
exactly. Yeah. There's a lot, besides Saquon, I think there was a lot more weapons on Washington.
Yeah,
There
I
was so much.
agree. All right, TT's going Commanders as well. Monday Night Football, Rams at Packers. Preseason when this was picked, I bet you they were,
Yeah.
drooling at the thought of this game and how awesome it'd be to watch Stafford go to Lambeau again in the cold,
Yep.
with his new team. Like, when the younger brother goes and gets the older brother and comes back for the fight. That's kind of what it feels like, one
Yep.
of these situations. But it's just not that. It's not, it's a Baker Mayfield led Rams team against a struggling Packers team. TT's going Packers. I'm going Packers as well. I'm not buying into that Baker 98-yard drive.
No,
Packers have been figuring stuff out. They still somehow have like a 16% chance of making the playoffs, which is kind of
jeez.
wild to me.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going Packers winning this game.
Yeah, I am as well, and it's kind of like solely for the fact that it's going to be in Lambeau. It's going to be a cold Monday night game, and I think Eliatus loves that. Um, so I think I don't know. It's always tough when like LA teams, Miami teams come up to the cold. I think they play a little bit different. They're not used to it. They're not used to practicing in it, and
Right.
kind of knocks some wind out of you when you're playing in that cold. I think LA does keep it within the points spread, though. I think it's a close game because both teams are kind of struggling and have all season.
As a Lions fan, I've never said this before, but Packers, come on, win the game, help the
Yeah,
Lions draft stock. Um, yeah, that's this week's slate of games. I can't believe it's week 15. We don't have very many podcasts left, man. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on there. Have to talk about the draft coming up and all that stuff. We're gonna get creative
yep.
here for you guys. Continue to like, continue to subscribe here. Um,
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we do like a little college football playoff
yep.
special
Go
segment.
go blue.
Yep.
Who's your random player, man?
I'm gonna go with Donovan McNabb.
Ooh, is that because you're going to watch the Eagles this weekend, maybe?
Yep.
I'm gonna go because I never get to cheer for the Packers because I just don't. I'm going Bubba Franks for this one.
Dang, big man's.
TT didn't say one, so I'll say another Packer because he's an awesome dude with an awesome smile. I saw him at the Bucks game too. Donald Driver.
Yeah. Clickety ticket.
Yeah. So I don't have my Lions helmet on me right now. I get a little carried away when they play now. But who cares? It's over there somewhere. I don't need my helmet this week. Like,
Yeah.
subscribe, comment. We are out of here. Shout out to our followers. Shout out to people commenting. It's getting towards the end of the NFL season here. We're going to be doing our drawing here soon. So keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep spreading the word here. We appreciate you all. Austin, let's get out of here. Peace.
Dude. Hopefully a better week this week.
Better week. Let's go Lions. Let's go Patriots. Let's go Cardinals.